Oh, hey, you're awake. No, don't try to move. There's a reason you're tied down. I'll get to that in a few. Um, we have some time. It's only 3 a.m. Okay, so how about I explain how we got to this point? I met you at the bar. You seemed pretty cool, and it was obvious that you didn't want to be there, so I thought, hey, this would be easy. We came back here to hang out and have a few shots and chill, and then I spiked your drink and gagged and tied you to the bed. Sorry. It was a little bit misleading, I know, as to what was going to be happening. Oh, geez, I'm making myself out to be some sort of sick weirdo. Yeah, no, I'm no Dahmer. So rest easy there. No, this has nothing to do with some sort of weird sick fetish. This is revenge. No, not against you. Let me tell you a little story. There was a guy named Eric. Now, he was a pretty happy dude. He was fresh out of college, working a decent job, family, his own apartment, good looks. The only thing he was missing, as cliche as it sounds, was love. And as these stories go, he ended up finding that love, that missing piece of his life, in Garrett. And, silly storybook style of meeting, with awkward flirting ending in dating, the archetypical tale of two people falling in love with each other. The whole schmear of sunshine, rainbows, sunny fields, and warm fires. That whole nauseating thing. And like these things usually pan out, things are great in what is usually considered the honeymoon phase. Of course, some things are always too good to be true, and this was no exception. When the laughter and smiles started to wane, Eric noticed a change in Garrett's nice personality. Every day Garrett grew more and more moody, more jealous, and in time, more violent. You see, Garrett had severe control issues and monophobia. No one else in his mind could possibly have Eric, and this included his friends, family, work, or any stranger off the street. Garrett forbade that Eric have any contact beyond necessary in the real world, and even then, Garrett would allude to Eric effectively being kept under lock and key. Now, Eric had gotten used to being an independent person, and when his freedom was oppressed, he pushed back. Garrett fought back. One bloody and violent case of domestic abuse was all Eric needed to run. He broke up with him. And Garrett just could not have that. He called and he called, emailed and emailed, one text after another, begging for forgiveness. But Eric was smart enough to know that this was not going to be an isolated event. So he cut him off, never responding, and eventually the obsessive communication stopped, much to Eric's relief. One night, alone in his apartment, Eric lay in his bed, moderately content. He was sad, of course, that he was alone again, but it was better than the alternative. Plus, he had been talking to someone new, someone who didn't seem to be able to be classified under the category of crazy train. As he drifted off to sleep, he couldn't help but wonder, what was that nutbag Garrett doing out there in the city? At around 3 a.m., a sudden sound awoke Eric. He tried to move, but found himself unable to, tied down and gagged, much like you. He squirmed and wriggled, but was helpless. His panicked eyes scoured the room, searching for his cell, searching for his captor. His eyes fell on what his subconscious had already told him. A shadowy man wavered and swayed in the darkness. The light of the city filtered in from behind the blinds, giving small illuminating shafts of light to the person in his room. He was dressed in a t-shirt and scrubby jeans. What part of his skin he could see was caked and covered in dirt, and what he could only assume was blood. In one hand He held a bottle of brown liquor that he took to his lips in intervals, much like this bottle here that I spiked you with. The metallic scent of blood and the pungent aroma of unwashed body mixed with alcohol filled and nauseated Eric's nostrils. As the figure turned towards Eric, that little bit of light that shone on his face was enough for Eric to recognize the twisted drunken man as Garrett, his face covered in cuts and bruises. Once Garrett realized that Eric's eyes were opened, he looked down on him with a sorrowful grimace, and in a deep voice he started to sing. I put a spell on you because you're mine. I can't stand the things that you do. No, 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 I ain't lying. No, I don't care if you don't want me, 'cause I'm yours, yours, yours. Anyhow, yeah, I am yours, yours, yours. No visible weapon was in his hand, but still the menace Eric felt from hearing those words were terrifying. His eyes wide with terror as Garrett moved closer to him, repeating, I love you, I love you. 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 Garrett inched closer with each phrase. He pulled up to Eric's face, his obsessed eyes burning with a madman's fire, the hot breath rife with booze. And he sang, spittle flying from his mouth. Eric wrestled with his bonds, but he couldn't get free. He couldn't get out. Friction burns from where the bindings bit into his skin had begun to bleed as he fought to be loose. But to no avail. Garrett slammed the bottle, shattering it, much like this, and screamed as he stormed about the room, destroying Eric's apartment. Eric tried so hard to get loose, but nothing he could do could break him free. He just watched Garrett's drunken wavering and angry tantrum. He tried to calm himself, he tried to speak, but he found that his terror was choked back by the gag. Finally, just as Garrett lifted the jagged edges of the bottle, like this, Eric found just enough room for all his struggling. He saw a small glimmer of hope. His hand could move. If he could just get it free, he could undo the binds. He began to slide out his hand, just as the bottle came down, the razor angles of the broken bottle striking him in the chest, serrating his flesh at the culmination of Garrett's drunken screams. Each blow reverberated with the utterance of the three-word mantra of insanity. Exactly as just what happened now. Eric, lay in his bed, unable to move, slowly dying as the blood left his veins, his body growing colder and colder, slowly fading into darkness, finally succumbing some 10 minutes later. With his dark work done, his drunken ritual complete, Garrett simply passed out on the floor. In the morning, with a massive hangover, Garrett pulled himself together and saw his handiwork. Oh, what he had done in the name of obsessed love. He did what any sensible lunatic would. He cleaned up the apartment with the minutest detail, and then took Eric's body out of the city, out into the woods, and burned it. He took a bit of the ashes once the grisly pyre was out, and put the snow-like remnants of Eric in a keepsake box, where no one but Garrett could have him. Meanwhile, Garrett returned to his home, and has lived alone since, living free, lying, and pretending his innocence. But finding that a dead boyfriend isn't the same as a live one, and so he's been going out to the bars, picking up people to satiate his loneliness. Men, women, it doesn't matter. Anything to drive away the dead air of silence, the monophobia driving his need for company. And who wouldn't come home with him? You did, of course. And now here we are. You lying bound and gagged in a bed, the same way Eric was just before he died. His ashes kept underneath in a small box. Perhaps you'll get a chance to hang out with him in the afterlife here, very soon. Don't try to struggle. You'll bleed out faster. Oh, excuse me a moment. Yes, I'd like to report a murder at 1428 Elm Street. Please hurry. Oh God, please hurry. There we go. Oh, and before I forget, I should lock the door and break off the handle. Well, that should trap the three of us in here, just for long enough at least. Oh, there. In these last moments of your life, I'm pretty sure you're confused. But I suppose the best way I can explain it is, one thing that one must always remember. You simply just can't kill a boy without his soul sticking around. Garrett wanted to have Eric, and now Eric has him. There are, of course, more than one way of possessing a person, other than in a box under your bed. Once again, sorry for this, but you, my friend, are just evidence. Without a dead body, the police will have nothing to hold Garrett up for. Garrett robbed me of my life and freedom. I plan on doing the same to him. Once again. Nothing personal.
What the fuck? What's going on? Who the fuck are you? Why am I covered in blood? What the fuck? Oh God. What? Oh God, I gotta get out of here. Shh. Why is this door broken? I can't get it open. Oh fuck. Oh no.
What's the matter, Garrett? Are you frightened?
Oh no.
I put a spell on you because